Check. Give me a check.
Check.
Yeah, I mean, we're rolling. I mean, you can talk as loud as you need to.
Okay.
If anything. Because I can always change the levels. But yeah, this is good.
I'm not too loud, so I think...
Yeah, we haven't even started, so we're just chilling. Yeah, and then also the cool thing is, you know, like most podcasts where they pull up stuff if we're trying to reference, and they're like, oh.
You got that?
Well, because I have this screen here, I'm going to screen record.
Okay.
And then we can just reference anything that we're talking about if we need to. Like, I can just look it up.
Okay. That's
like, I'll put
cool.
up Sputnik, you know, just for the sake of, like, just to have it, you know what I mean? Just show people. All right, we're rolling. Let's see. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Haven Pod. I'm here with my good friend, Stephen Abernathy. What's going on, brother?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah,
you got my name right. That's a good start.
Yeah, I did get your name right. Yeah. How you been, brother? How's your day? How's things been for you?
Things are good, you know. Making and working and staying busy and...
There you go.
You know.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I wanted to have you on to kind of, for people who don't know you, I think there's a few people who already kind of know that you're an artist and a painter here in Dallas, but you also work with Sputnik Modern.
Sputnik Modern.
Which is, would you call it like a design house or like, what would you call it? A gallery? How would you define Sputnik?
It's like just a showroom, you know?
Right.
A showroom with 20th century design and furniture, art, kind of anything that's a little out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wanted to bring up Sputnik because I feel like it's kind of like a hidden gem in Dallas.
Yeah, and you know, I think we kind of like it like that too.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's good to have creative people come in and see the place, and it's very much a vibe, you know. You have...
Well, you just got a new space, and just seeing all of like the taste that y'all have and just the quality of the pieces.
Yeah.
It's mostly furniture, kind of design based, right? But you also have a lot of paintings and art in there. So
and we do art fair, Dallas Art Fair every year. So
yeah, y'all have...
That's a big thing.
Yeah, you have a great booth.
We have the biggest booth.
You do have the biggest
because we need the, you know, furniture. You need the space and.
Right.
Yeah.
And how long has Sputnik Modern been around?
So Sputnik was started by Chris Thurman, who I work for. He's been doing it for 25 years. I think Sputnik's about 20 years old, though. You know.
It's a long time, man.
It is a long time. Long time to be doing this kind of a thing. You know, there's a lot of people who have showrooms and whatever, and you know, time isn't always the best thing for some places. And,
right.
Chris has had a lot of, you know, breaks and keeping the thing going. So I'm, you know, glad to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a testament to the keeping up good relationships and professionalism. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, and you know, I was doing the whole modern furniture, 20th century design kind of in Austin when I was in the military, and as you know, but when I got out, that's what I was doing. And then I went back to kind of liquidated everything, sold everything.
How long ago was this? You said you've been over in Austin?
I got out in 2016. So I was in Austin for
So you were based in the Army in Austin?
Close. Fort Hood. It's like, you know, an
Hood.
Hour away.
Right.
If you're going fast.
If you're going fast.
But that's kind of, I mean, Austin was kind of my escape, you know, so you would have like, you know, the military weekdays and it hit the weekend, and I would go to Austin and walk around, street photography, finding vintage pieces, buying, selling, trading. And then eventually it was just a lot of work, and I kind of got at a point where I just wanted to get rid of everything, start new, go back to art school.
Where did you go to art school?
UTD. Okay. Actually, you know, I went to community college. I went to Tarrant County Northeast, which had a big film thing.
Yeah, they do. I went to that program for for like a year or so.
It's a cool place. You know, they got. I mean, it was almost kind of like my pillow landing going to TCC Northeast, because coming out of the military, it's a weird thing to describe to people who haven't been in the military, but when you go back to like civilian life, like it's not the same at all. It's a big, like almost when someone moves from another country to another country, that culture shock. And
well, TCC feels like it doesn't almost feel like a real school in a lot of ways. It feels a little jaded, you know what I mean? But like you go there and you're like, man, like is anybody, not to say I haven't met cool people there.
A bunch of drones.
But like I don't know, you go there and feel like there's just like a lot of freedom there, and it's super affordable. And it feels like you can just kind of go in and be like, oh, this is.
I kind of just ended up there, you know.
Right.
One day, military, you know, buying furniture, moving, and then now I'm in a campus, and it's like a Billy Madison situation, you know, where I'm late 20s and everybody's like 18, 19 around me, and I'm like. But it was kind of good that, you know, I went to school so late, because I came with a maturity that I didn't have when I first tried to go to school.
I see what you mean.
I was just trying to party the first time, right? And the second time you're like, oh, I'm actually want to learn something this time.
So you went to TCC, and were you doing film courses, like photography?
Yeah, I was doing film photography, street photography. You know, the classes would always give you a prompt of what you need to do, but all I wanted to do is do street photography, so I kind of just figured out a way to, you know, do street photography, and it taught me a lot, you know. It was kind of like being in the military, you know, you're around a bunch of craziness in the street, and you're kind of finding your voice a little bit.
For sure,
in the image. I haven't talked about that in so long. It's a cool, I really like going to school there, though. It kind of, it sent me back down that road to creativity, and, you know.
Well, there's also something about going to school for a trade, again, that doesn't feel professional. Like, you know, most people go to school to the university like, oh, I'm studying business or
electrical engineering.
You're like, oh, we're just going in there and like, you know, we'll talk about photography for a bit and like have at it, you know, like you're like, so that's super cool, man. I mean, I always knew you were a photographer, but it's been since I've met you. I mean, I've maybe met you like 2-3 years ago now.
Yeah, like 3 years ago. Yeah.
And I met you and knew you were as a painter. So now, you know, or mixed media artist. I mean, sculptor, but not photography. You know, and I took a little bit to like learn that about you. So then, okay, you were at TCC. And I mean, how long were you there until you went to UTD?
I was there for 2 years just to get my associates, and then I went to UT Dallas for a year.
Okay.
Studied with John Pomara, who is a painter here in Dallas. Incredible painter.
Great man. He's very intelligent. A lot of resources.
And
he's a great guy.
Yeah. Everybody knows him, and I guess for me, his work is synonymous with Dallas contemporary art. You know, he has. Anyways, I studied with John Pomara. Then, for some reason, something was calling me to Denton, just because it was a little bit more free, a little bit more like less restricted in what you could do. And UTD just felt kind of like the assignment was too literal.
Okay.
And I just knew that there was a bunch of hippies up in, you know,
there's a little bit more
and
freedom.
I just wanted to be like kind of out of the city. And then I went there and I studied there for a year and a half with Pedram Baldari, who did like performance. Alicia Eggert, who is also a Dallas artist. She does the neon text work. You've probably seen her work.
Oh, right. Yeah. Some of the stuff downtown that's kind of like those large scale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She shows in, I can't remember, I'll remember here in a second. But studied under her, got into sculpture, and then I got my degree in sculpture. I kind of bailed on painting a little bit, and then after that, I just started painting again and making digital work, and
So, I mean, I guess a question would be like, as opposed to your instructors and the people you're around, who were some influences, just broadly speaking, painters, artists that inspired you in those days, or maybe now, or that you feel like would be like appropriate to talk about as far as artists that inspire you or anything like that?
Yeah. I think the first one who comes to mind is Anselm Kiefer.
Okay.
He's just like super, probably one of the most prolific artists, like scale-wise, work-wise, process-driven. His story, I feel like it kind of parallels mine in some ways.
How do you spell his name again?
He just, Anselm, Anselm, Kiefer, Kiefer. Yeah, he's, I just don't know what to say about him. He's powerful.
There's a lot of large scale type stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Everything is narrative, and everything, a lot of his paintings have text.
Oh, this piece is crazy.
Yeah.
It kind of coming out.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he's kind of the person that makes me want to take the wheels off a little bit and just go crazy.
And just kind of riff?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that? I would say it's, that one's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just, a friend of ours named Stefania, I sent her this documentary about Anselm Kiefer. It's like an hour and 30 minutes. It's like on YouTube.
Okay.
And she watched the documentary, was like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. And then her and her boyfriend went to Kyoto, Japan, and Kiefer was having an exhibit in Kyoto, Japan.
Oh, really?
So she was like,
wow.
Oh my God.
Right.
She said it was incredible. But yeah, he's a big inspiration for me. Just to show, he grew up in the rubble of World War II in Germany. He just shows me,
I was just going to ask, like, what kind
you're
of...
capable of,
I guess, not post-war, but like in the act, like maybe the 30s and 40s or what?
Yeah, he was probably born shortly after World War II. I want to say maybe...
Okay, so still kind of like post-war.
But he was talking about, growing up and playing in rubble, and it's kind of indicative of his work. There's all this material and rubble essentially that he's reconstructing. So
it's kind of like not fully found object, or ready-made, but it's like...
he's just material,
just
driven,
material, right?
If you watch that documentary, there's he's riding through warehouses on a bicycle, and everything around him is just material that he uses and collects for paint. You're talking about like massive bins of cotton,
right? Just like crazy, yeah. Just stuff you wouldn't assume
people would
use
as a medium or whatever.
As a medium, yeah.
Or it's like a driver, and I think another artist that comes to mind is Cady Nolan. Do you know
Cady Nolan? No, I don't.
Yeah, look him up. Actually, it might be a female artist. I'm not sure. Cady.
Cady?
C.
C.
Yeah. Cady.
Nolan. Is this right here?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh wow. Oh, this is very akin to some of the sculpture pieces I've seen you make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just love
the piece. So the vacuum piece with the American flag that you did. Yeah. That piece is. I love
think
that piece.
I actually stumbled on Cady Nolan's work after I made that piece.
No way.
Too.
Really?
Yeah, because
cool.
The work is just so driven by the American flag and.
Right.
Yeah.
So is she like mostly a sculpture artist? Wow, this one's crazy.
For sure. But you see, like, this is what I'm interested in.
Right. Just the scale of it and using those objects.
Well, like if you look at this work next to the work of Anselm Kiefer, it's like it's completely different. But it's totally material driven. Like everything.
I think I really love. I think this is extremely modern and contemporary to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Not to say that Anselm Kiefer. You could argue that's still like a modern painter, but this is super industrial. Man,
Go
this is
to
cool.
go to that. Yeah, that one.
This one right here.
Isn't that crazy?
Dude, this is tough.
And it's just like found objects put together. I guess this is one of those works that it makes you think that if you just put certain things together,
Right.
it tells its own story. You're just kind of guiding the material. Like the material speaks for itself. The object speaks for itself.
Right. Like by putting these objects, then you can kind of
You create a story.
yeah, whether the narrative is political, whether it's like, you know, an industrial level or on just kind of like an object sort of like space
It could also
scale level.
but also something that can be totally, you can derive whatever. Because, you know,
it's
I mean,
super
yes,
subjective.
it's pretty guided, but it can also be open to interpretation, you know, depending
this is
on
cool.
who addresses it or...
This is like a photograph.
Yeah. And these things are just like on the ground, and I like that.
Yeah, this is a great piece.
Mm-hmm.
So another artist that you kind of put me onto that I was actually watching documentaries of this before I pulled up was Julian Schnabel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Yeah, I think you talked about him a few times.
Talk about being jealous of a lifestyle.
Dude, homie
This
was
guy's
like a
got
rock star, kind of.
Yeah,
Didn't he? Because he was also a filmmaker too, right? I didn't
Yeah.
even spell this man's name.
SCH.
SCHA.
No,
L.
SCHNABEL.
Come on, Google.
I won the spelling bee in the third
Oh,
grade.
here we go.
Just
Here we
so
go.
you know.
You want to spell him, B?
Third grade.
Fucking smart ass.
Be jealous.
Nah. Nah. Like again, just reading his doc, watching these documentaries, some of his interviews. The movies, like, so the Basquiat film, that's
Crazy, right?
That movie's so hard, and I never knew that was him.
It's amazing.
I've always saw like clips, like on Tumblr, and like I've always
Gary
seen,
Oldman's in the movie too.
Bro, the cast in there is like crazy, dog.
I think I read somewhere where Gary Oldman was actually playing Schnabel, but he didn't want it to look like he was
like
propping
implicitly
himself
type
up.
of thing.
So they just made up Gary Oldman's character. I could be wrong. I haven't
okay.
seen it all the
Okay,
time,
okay.
but maybe someone was, BSing.
Hold on, let me see if I can find
some.
some of his actual work, because
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's mostly his paintings are.
Everybody knows him for his plate.
I guess you could say the plates that he used. It's kind of reminds me of
that one. That one with the big ones. Go down.
This.
Go down. Actually, those are great too. I was thinking these. Yeah, I think this is the show that he made all of these paintings out of sailboat.
Oh wow!
sails.
Right, pieces that are kind of like wow.
But everything's just so wispy, and there's like almost like an outline of something. They're kind of ambiguous and strong and yeah, big fan.
Yeah, Julian Schnabel.
Yeah, but that thing I sent you, that kind of him and his studio and his process and just kind of hearing his philosophies, it just seems like he's a big New York artist that should have been a beach bum or something.
Yeah, well, didn't he like move to Brownsville or something like in Texas?
Dude, probably. I don't
Yeah,
know.
so
I have
so
not
the
looked that
doc.
into
So
it.
long story short, like I guess he was a New York kid, like Brooklyn, and then his dad moved down for work or something like that to Brownsville, which is like in the Gulf Coast. And then he became like, I guess he started surfing, and then he was down there for like who knows how long.
So I kind of nailed it.
You kind of nailed it, yeah, because you
Kinda nailed
kind of like, and then he moved back to New York, and I guess that's how he became his, the whole who he is today type of thing. Because he is a very New York based type of artist.
He's also just this massive guy. This guy's like 6'5", like 250.
Oh, is he tall?
Okay. Oh, he's like a huge guy.
Right.
And he's making these big paintings. It just makes sense, It
Yeah.
just kind of makes sense. There's a picture of him painting in that outside studio.
Which one? Hold on.
Right, to the right of the pink painting.
This one?
Over to the right.
Oh, to the right. This one.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen this. I think he did. So there was like a little doc on Nowness. Do you know Nowness?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did like a.
I think that's the one.
I think that's how I kind of saw it. Like I first like, I was like, I don't know who this guy was until you started telling me about him. I was like, oh, okay, like, he has a little bit more of like a little almost like an infamous little history to him.
Yeah, he's a big deal, I guess, as they say. You know,
Right.
everybody knows who he is, and you know, it's funny to me that I like the work of Anselm Kiefer probably. It connects to me a lot more than his work, but most people don't know who Anselm Kiefer is, and I think that's a surprising thing to me.
Anselm Kiefer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's just like so prolific. Like he's the guy who's like selling $1 million paintings, and then he'll put that $1 million into like some absurd, like there was this video of him. He owns this big, I guess, a bunch of land. I think it's in the French countryside. It could be wrong, but everything is like an installment of like these lead airplanes, lead books, you know.
So he's basically just putting all his money back into.
Yeah, but like any normal I don't want to say normal, but any person who just like boom gets the fame and they go to these certain kind of vices, like the Jeff Koons kind of people who just make everybody do everything for them and.
Kind of ego-driven type stuff.
Ego-driven, yeah. And this guy is like 80 years old. He's flying around corners on a bicycle, smoking a cigar, building these like he dug a tunnel into.
Almost like a very like cool humility type of. Like he's humble, but he's also like.
Yeah, he could be in a room full of art collectors, and then he could, you know, be smoking a cigar, whacking a painting with a chisel or something.
Yeah, there's something about like when you see an artist that like isn't like pompous about putting their work out there, yet underpinning their lifestyle, they sell like crazy work and people, you know, certain.
Well, I don't see him spending $20 million on like a Manhattan apartment.
Right.
This dude's just gonna work. Which is
he's just head down, just doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, that's what I admire about you and your work too, man. I mean, you know, you're not very flashy about presenting your work. I mean, not to say that, you know, there's a place for that. You know what I mean? I think now you do kind of have to be online and really promote yourself a lot. I mean, then again, maybe you don't. I don't know. I mean, it feels like now the art world obviously promotes narcissism to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Maybe not promotes, but at least rewards it to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Maybe it's always been like that.
Shock level, that shock and awe kind of.
Right. Like your work is.
Yeah, I think that's just,
super obscure.
It's just always. It's kind of always there.
Yeah.
It's just which way. It's like a fork in the road for the artist. You know, do I go down this way?
Right.
And whatever, or do I go this way? And kind of like, I don't know. I think life is about the little things. Do you like to be, so do you like work that's like controversial? Like absolutely.
Spiritually or politically or something?
Absolutely.
Like that?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
me too. I mean, I think, you know, it's hit or miss as far as like what someone's trying to say, obviously the particulars, but
I think there's a way to do it.
You know? For sure.
Like if you're, I don't want to badmouth anybody, but like if you're doing something just to be like, you know, like people who go protesting, you know, protest all you want and do whatever, but at some point it can't exist beyond that. Like it can't exist.
Yeah, like if that's the baseline, like if that's
the foundation, then it's like it's never gonna last. Because it's so specific. It's gonna pop, to the moment.
And it's specific to the political angst that's like happening at the moment. Which again, like you're saying, there's a lot of artists who have political undertones, but they're not explicitly like, oh, this is all my work is type of thing. Which is almost like a little like, I'm with you on that. I can't really. It's hard to respect somebody who like that's their only angle. You know what I mean? Like you have to have like a little bit of something else going on. You know?
If you can't, I'll say like, if you're doing something political, you know, like so I did like the American flag vacuum. Right. If you look at that, the person who's looking at it is not going to be able to tell the politics of the person that made it. it's
super
for
subjective
you.
as far as it
It's
being
for
the American
you.
flag. Right.
So there's a humbleness in making the work for the person, as opposed like if I was making that as like a political activism or whatever, then and I didn't dial it back, you would have known my politics. But all that does is divide,
I think that's the key.
So you throw something in and it lands like perfectly on the fence. Yeah. You're not going to be able to tell, kind of.
Yeah, it's almost like
because it doesn't matter what it means to me. It only matters what it means to you.
To the audience.
And say we're totally different on that spectrum of like politics or whatever, and you get the work, boom, job done, because now I did it. Now you gained what you could, and I don't know. It's like it gets people talking. For sure,
it's like trying to inspire insight and a cohesion in a conversation, as opposed to what you're talking about, where it's like I'm making this to be divisive.
Yeah, to be
within itself, to be controversial within itself.
Then maybe I heard the phrasing of your question different. Do I like controversial art? Yes, if it's done well.
Right.
But if it's like
with the intention,
if it's like super hook, line, and sinker, like I don't. It's like, oh, okay, good for you. I hope somebody buys your work, and then not Google your name again.
Yeah, they buy the work because it's kind of like, oh man, that like makes me feel really good about myself because like I'm on this side or that side, which I think everybody's I'm kind of taxed out of it. I hope everybody else is a little taxed out of it because it's like, what are we doing? Especially in the art world. I mean, I think initially it's supposed to be about the entertainment and the aesthetics of things, in my opinion. Because like, why would you want to buy a piece of art? To put it on your wall, to have it in your collection, for it to be like, I think the over politicization of the art world kind of like took everything out of the fun of it.
Yeah,
because now it's like we're all in the postmodern, like we're all like just make something crazy, make something minimal, makes it like, and then you're not even worrying about your technique anymore, or you know what I mean, or regardless of the technique, I'd like to see something that actually still inspires me as far as like the aesthetics and the beauty of it, and just sort of like the texture and like the actual form.
It's also,
you know what I mean, as opposed to like every time I go into a museum, I'm just getting bombarded by like what it means subjectively or politically or philosophically type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird because when you look back at like the history of art and you get into like all of those circumstances and variables of why, when, and how something was made, you get to thinking, well, what does that mean for tomorrow? Like, where does it go?
Right.
But it's like, it's kind of a worthless question, because if you think too much about where it's going to go, then you're too informed.
Yeah, it's almost like you're kind of like,
so I think
you're kind of trying too hard a little bit.
Well, you're trying to connect to something just for the sake of connecting to something.
Yeah.
Which is whatever. It's hard also talking about art because, I always tell people, like, I could explain, maybe I talked about this with you already, but when you try to explain, like if you have a painting in mind and you're explaining it, I could explain it to you for a full year, and then I go, okay, create the painting that I was thinking about. You're never going to do it.
Or you never get exactly the way.
I think, I mean, that's one of my favorite things about life, is like, you really start to understand how little you can know and understand. And if you can accept that, you can charge at full speed forward into something.
You kind of just take a leap. It feels better to take a leap and to do something that feels right instinctually than to always be like, oh, how is this going to affect this zeitgeist or affect that, da-da-da. Then you kind of, if anything, in my own personal life, that stagnated me. Like when I'm too in my head about like, what is the message I'm trying to get off, which that happens to me a lot. Like what, because again, I'm critiquing basically everything that I've essentially done in my own work, and many times where it's like I'm trying really hard to get an idea out in an aesthetic object form and be implicit about it. And then I get to a point where I'm like, I just don't feel confident in what I'm doing anymore. Because I'm like, is that hitting? Is it not? When really I should just be sort of going off of instinct and be like, let me make this piece and let's see, kind of like you're talking about, like, let's see how that affects other people type of thing.
Yeah. It's a hard...
I mean, it's like, you know, it's a tug and pull kind of thing. Like, you know, I think it's a muscle like anything else, because I'm not saying that art can't be political or conceptual. Like, we would like that to be the case, but getting back to the what we're trying to kind of communicate, which is how do you do it in an appropriate, or not even appropriate, but the best way possible that's true to your spirit and what you and your own life experience. And then hopefully that relating to the audience. Because you know what I mean? Like, because
well, if it doesn't connect to the audience, then it's gonna feel like, well, I'm good for nothing.
Right, you're just sort of working in a vacuum at that point. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but look at, you know, people like Hilma af Klint. She crazy paintings. I don't know if you've seen her paintings or not, but
Hilma af Klint.
So she made all of this work, and then she didn't want anyone to see it for 100 years.
100 years.
Yeah, they had.
Wait, I feel like there's a doc.
For sure.
On
yeah,
Netflix.
it's not a small thing. It's a, you know, but how could it be a small thing if the person intended a 100-year release? You know.
This lady right here. Well, let's see if we can find something.
Go to images, yeah.
Yeah, like super surrealism type stuff. You talking about this?
I think it's Helma with an I. Yeah, that's her work. Yeah. Oh man, look at this thing.
Wow, I think it's.
What year was that done?
1914.
Right.
That's pretty.
Oh, for sure. That's like an okay one, you know.
Right. See if there's some more. Huh?
But I guess what I'm trying to say is like.
So going back to what you were saying, she made all these paintings and just never showed them, basically, until what? How long? I mean, who knows how long?
Yeah, and you know, I'm probably kind of paraphrasing, but she kind of had that, you know, she was ahead of her time.
Right.
And she was mindful of it, I think.
Here we go. Here's some more stuff. Yes, I've seen these paintings before. There's a doc on Netflix.
Go to the bottom left. Those kind of like
this
almost
thing,
like cultish paintings.
Those are crazy.
So imagine that in 1917. You know,
1917 is crazy. I mean, isn't that still like surrealist? No, that's not it. That's even before the surrealists. I mean, surrealist was like 50s.
That's not true though, because
is it though? I mean,
surrealist. Who was that guy that painted in like the 1800s? Everybody thinks he's on mushrooms. You know what I'm talking about? He was painting like crazy stuff. I can
like
never,
surrealist type shit. Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but I just had it. God, it's a weird one, you know.
Right.
But I guess the point I'm trying to make is, if you really, really focus and you kind of exhaust this idea of pleasing people.
Right.
And that kind of goes in every aspect of life.
Oh, for sure. Not even just painting and art, just like
in
whatever
life,
you do.
You know, oh man, my friend who I don't actually care about wants me to go to this party, and there's the person who goes, I'm not gonna let them down, and then there's the person who goes, would they come for me? And then you go, probably not. Yeah. And then you go, oh, okay, well, I'm too nice. And you gotta dial it back a little bit. Not to say you don't
what
do
the fuck, man?
people.
Fuck this guy. I'm staying home.
Yeah.
Right.
But
right.
I feel like I'm kind of hitting a stride recently where I'm doing that same thing and I'm isolating myself and I'm not letting any opinions or whatever get into that creative
That's good, man.
space.
It's really good.
But it's a hard thing to do. I mean, I love people, so I'm like,
right.
You know, hanging out with Daza, and I'm like, oh, I should paint, and then I realize, oh, well, I'll just be alone, and that's kind of a scary thought, you know. Not that I'm not okay with being alone, but being alone, making stuff alone, and then at the end of it, someone not seeing it and me being pleased with it. That's a hard thing. That's a hard thing to capture.
I try to, man. But I think the best stuff happens when you are in solitude. Mm-hmm. I mean, as far as like your artistic practice, because man, I wrestle with the same thing. You know, like I'm a very extroverted. No, I mean, look, again, it's important to be in solitude and it's important to socialize because in the art world, you know, when it comes to, you know, wanting to get your work out there, no one's going to know you exist. Yeah. Unless you want to play, you know, the, what's her name again?
Yeah, Helmhoff Clint.
Helmhoff Clint. Unless you want to play that game and play the long game, you know.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I think it's actually, I feel like it's, not to say I want that to happen, but it's an honorable thing to do.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I mean? I do agree. But it's so hard, you know.
It's tough.
It's very. It's tough. You have to have a lot of love for yourself to not see any success in your life when it comes to the thing that you pour your heart out into.
Right. Super bold, super brave.
But true. I mean, there is like when I talk about people like Helmhoff Clint, or people like John Wilcox, Dallas painter.
Didn't he recently? Wait.
He died a while back. And not to say that he didn't do things that he thought were necessary to get some eyes on his work, but, you know, for a good part of his life, you know, didn't see much success. But he was also super introverted, someone who, I think it's people...
Wait, how do you spell his name?
John Wilcox, Wilcox.
COX.
Oh, see, exactly.
See, right, they're not even gonna like.
Just put John Wilcox painting.
Come on, duck, go.
Images. There we go.
There we go. Here we go.
Yeah, you know, these are. There's a documentary.
These are great. These are very. I love the monochrome.
I'll send you that. Maybe you can attach that documentary, like in the.
Yeah, I'll try to do my best to attach a lot of these links in the description.
That might be it, actually.
You talking about the doc?
No, go down. Down.
This one?
Down. It's a picture of him. It's like an amber and black color.
This one?
At least that was the cover for his documentary. But,
KURA, yeah, there we go.
But they made a documentary about him, and it's really touching, you know, especially someone who's like kind of from the same backyard that you are, you know, Fort Worth, kind of. I'm not sure if that's where he was born, but, you know, he was born in Texas, and, you know, looking at his work, you'd never guess, but these are all extremely time-consuming paintings. And he did a lot of process stuff like subtractive, you know, so he would make these paintings and he would sand it all down. And he would add paint, he'd sand it all down again. It's this kind of, it's a really touching documentary. He's also another big influence on me, you know, where for him to make work for as long as he did, he died of AIDS, and he had a kind of a rough second half of his life. He didn't quit. He kept making the work, and as long as, you know, the work continues after.
Oh, this is the doc. Here's the film.
Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah. I'll put this link. Oh, Extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these guys are great. They do a lot of good video.
Mm-hmm.
Super.
And that's his brother. So it's like a Van Gogh, you know,
you know,
his brother runs the John Wilcox Foundation, I believe, and
Okay.
has all of his work.
Oh, wow.
And this is all work that should reach a lot of people, because especially, you know, in today's age where everything is now and instant and it's all kind of charged up out of nothing.
I think that's playing out, though. I really do. I think a
For
lot
sure.
of people are
It is with me,
opening up. I mean, I know, and again, it's kind of easy to critique, like, oh, everybody's attention span and da-da-da-da-da, but like, I really don't believe that anymore. You know, a lot of the people that like, I mean, maybe it's because I surround myself with people who have.
Well, I don't think it's an
You know what I mean? I don't know.
specific thing, because you and I probably know some 60 or 70-year-olds who can't put their phone down.
Right,
You know,
that's a good point.
I'm just saying, like,
You know, certain people have, you know, the right temperament and, you know, passion to be a little bit more driven to like long form, not even just content, but like
just results.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Because I mean, and there's something about, I think it really was just everybody felt like, I'm like kind of a victim to this, where you want to post your shit online like immediately, and it's like you don't really got to do that. You know, I mean, when something's ready to be shown, it'll be shown. You know, and if anything, man, you know, like you know Frank Ocean. Yeah, it's like the Frank Ocean effect, where like, you know, he like comes out with an album in like another 2 years until like he like shows his face, but everyone still loves his music, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like if the work is good, the work will hit.
Yeah.
And it'll be timeless type of thing, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's something that's well worth waiting for. You know, everybody wants to see success in their life, but it's like, do you?
Right.
You know?
Right. Or you want it so bad that you're kind of like, you know, you're grasping at it, and you're like, you know, grab it, and then like, oh, but I lost it, and I gotta like.
Yeah, I would say one of the hardest
rat
things
race
to do
type
is
situation.
To make something, and I guess be informed, and it's hard to find a way to communicate with people visually. That's a big challenge, and it doesn't sound like it, you know.
Visually is the tough one, because everyone, like, I mean, music is, I don't want to say music is easy, but music's very popular. It's kind of a little bit more accessible.
It's also very hard to make, you know.
Music is hard to make too. Yeah.
Probably just as hard to make music than it is.
But the visual thing is like we see visuals all day long. You know what I mean? Like, you just kind of like,
I guess
it's hard to like strike somebody visually.
True.
That's a little bit more like,
how are you gonna be different? I guess is the question.
That one's tough.
Because you know, just to quote Julian Schnabel, he said the world was here before I showed up. I'm just reacting to it, you know. And
That's
you're kind of, and everybody's that way.
Right.
Whether you have that conscious thought or not, everybody is in that reality. And you're like, okay, well, now, and then he said something about God being lazy.
Why is God lazy?
Because he wanted to give humans the creativity, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
Like he said, maybe God got a little lazy, and he left it for artists to fill in, use these colors, use these,
right?
And you know,
to kind of like play around a little bit. Like he's kind of like, I need y'all to kind of like.
It's like if your dad buys you a puzzle and he puts it all together for you before you even touch it.
Okay.
You know.
So maybe that's not God getting lazy, but maybe he's sort of just trying to like have a little entertainment. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, guys,
like who doesn't want to look at art?
Play around a
you
little
know,
bit.
who doesn't want to see a great movie? Who doesn't want to listen to great music?
Right.
It all touches you.
Oh, 100%.
And I guess that's another big key. You know, how are you going to influence people without talking to them, without them knowing you? That's a hard thing to accomplish.
That is tough, but it's almost a little bit more impressive. You know,
true.
Like that anonymous kick where you're just like, damn, people are like People are following this trend and they don't even know that it was me, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how you really get them. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's
it's a good way to put it. Yeah. You know, there's some very, very happy graffiti artists out there, for that reason.
That's the graffiti. Yeah, man, the street art. Yeah.
Someone was showing me something about like, I don't know if you've seen this guy named Razor.
No.
He makes these massive like.
Okay, in town, like
no, I
local?
think Europe somewhere.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It looked really rainy and drab, so probably.
Well, the local guy is oh shit, what's his name?
I probably don't even know. I don't know
anything
about it.
I'm fucking blanking it. Bro, anybody who's watching this from Dallas, they know what I'm talking about. They know exactly.
Maybe they don't want you to.
Yeah, nah.
They want this.
He's
what's happening right now.
I've heard he's low key little bitch. Yeah. I'll call him out right now, dog.
Never met him.
Not even.
Never met him, but he is. You know.
Man, what the fuck?
He's so good you didn't remember.
He's so good. Nah, he really isn't even that good. Anyways, I'm gonna put it right here. I'll put his name right here, fool. I don't care. Once I remember it, I'll put his name right there.
God, now, look at you now. Now you're promoting him.
Now I'm promoting. Oh shit.
You fucking reverse psychology, dude.
I mean, fuck this man. I mean, nah.
Yeah, you're like, just totally send it over the top.
Right. No. Nah, I mean, there is something powerful about the anonymous.
Just getting you all wrapped up.
The anonymous stuff is cool. Like, who's the famous Banksy? Yeah, mm-hmm. Banksy. Banksy's cool. I was never really into it. I can respect it.
I can respect it.
You know what I mean? It's just like...
I mean, it's kind of a hard thing not to respect. You know what I mean? Like...
Terror. That's all his name. Terror.
Oh,
yeah, he just says terror everywhere.
That's it?
I'm pretty sure it's terror. Yeah.
Can you pull up an image?
Like, let's see. Hold on.
Let's see if I recognize this.
Yeah. Terror, Dallas,
10 Antifa goons? Do what? What does that mean? Nah,
is it terror? I might be tripping, bro.
All of these guys look too talented.
Nah, this isn't him. It's not him, bro. Is it terror? I'm over here talking shit about this man. I can't even.
I was gonna say too, another artist that really made me think different about things. What is his name? Oh no. Do you know who Petra Cartwright is?
Petra Cartwright?
Can you look that up?
Yeah.
Petra. I think it's her last name is Cartwright or Cartwright. Cartwright.
GHT, right.
I would say
painting artist.
Yeah, there we go.
This stuff right here.
I think so.
This girl.
Yeah, I think so. I don't even know what she looks like. We have her book.
These are cool.
Yeah, our friend gave us her book, and this is like, I could be mistaken on this, but I think this is all digital. It's not painted.
Oh, kind of like generative art type stuff?
No, like
she's doing this
just all Photoshop, you know?
Well, that's what I mean. Like generative, she's like using certain programs.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah. Like you would say generative type stuff, yeah.
Yeah, if you... She has a great...
I would say she does that's generative type stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you take digital files and print them out.
Yeah, I think that, John is a lot like that too.
Yeah, John Primara does I would say generative.
A lot of manipulation.
Yeah, 100%. These are cool.
No, I was going to say, do you know who Richie Culver is?
Richie Culver?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool name too.
That is a cool Richie.
I wish I had a name that kind of rolled all, in a really short period of time. Richie Culver, like boom. 4 syllables. Yep.
This guy?
Yeah.
These are tough.
Yeah, he's a great painter. They're just, look at these things.
Only God can judge this. That's hard. What's that, Mike Myers?
Something like that.
These are cool.
But they're just like quick,
Right.
I like paintings. It's so,
Yeah.
This is also that kind of work that's like controversial in the sense of it being like campy or easy or like meme driven, but
right.
But it's not,
Right.
This is what attracts me to works with text, big time.
Yeah.
Because you can say anything. Anselm Kiefer works with text,
especially if it's like short text stuff like this. Like it's like explicit, but at the same time, some of these lines can just like mean really anything.
Yeah, it can also be like nothing. Nothing pleases me more than like making a painting.
Yeah.
Like hearing somebody in a thrift store say something like ridiculous.
Right.
Like a sentence you never thought you'd hear before, but
almost
you
makes
hear
you
it.
crack up a little bit.
Yeah. So then you go, okay, well I'm using that.
Right.
They'll never know.
Right.
Like there was this. Me and Donato were in a like Texas thrift or something.
Right.
And I heard someone say, "We need some elegant shit like this in our apartment." And I was just
what?
It was such a crazy sentence to hear.
Okay, I mean, you can find some elegant shit in a thrift store.
Yeah, but it's like an IQ thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he almost wasn't like he thought it was elegant, but it was not.
I mean,
elegant.
no, it was not.
Yeah.
And it was like you never hear that.
Right.
And I like that because there's kind of a genius to it.
Yeah.
Whether they know it or not, but it's entertaining nonetheless. But
yeah, man. I mean, I think art can kind of like, I like how it can get to that satirical, kind of like almost cheeky, not take itself too seriously type of space. Like that even gets to like cartoon type stuff, comic book, sketchers, writers. I like stuff like that as well because it takes me, again, the art world can be super formal, but it almost makes you forget that like art is in a lot of different things, you know what I mean? And it can be, it can take on different forms type of thing. Like it can be a little bit more, less formal, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And you find a lot of that shit in thrift stores, bro. You're like, what the fuck? Who made
or
this?
Just,
like, you're like, what the hell?
Just putting like a sculpture together with like found objects,
Right. I mean, even that, you know what I mean? It's like.
Or, I guess when I hear the word formal, it's like all gallery setting is supposed to be formal because the world sees you. And going to so many different.
Yeah, but again, it gets sometimes you're just like, oh man, I don't want something so formal. You know what I mean? I want to like just chill, and I think everyone can relate to that. Like when you're at your house, you can be a collector and not be like this prestigious. Like look at my all my paintings. Like look at this book or this record that I got.
Well, even we were talking about,
you know what I mean?
Not even showing in a gallery space and showing in a barn. You know what I mean?
A different kind of like unconventional spaces that aren't white wall.
Yeah, I think that's something that keeps me. I guess that question's always in the back of my head, because something like that won't bring you money instantly.
Right.
But it's something that's not being done. It's definitely worth, talking about and doing like.
I will say, Julian and Brittany. So 1226. There's a great gallery, but Jillian Wendell, she does a thing called the Shed Show, and even Perp. They're doing
great example.
They're doing those, unconventional space.
I like,
and they're
I like
Jillian is a
PRP. I like to say it PRP.
Is it PRP?
I don't think so. I think people
Everyone
call it perp.
keeps saying perp, and I used to say PRP like crazy.
They say perp, and I'm like, where? You know,
Right.
Perpetrator?
Perpetrator.
No, but
Right.
yeah, that's definitely.
No, but I think people are doing it. Like people, and if anything, people are hungry for that. You know what I mean?
I met the guy who runs that space. Should probably reach out.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do something there. Maybe.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's hard to say like one thing should be done or isn't being done, like all that kind of stuff. I think it's tough because you kind of get into like overgeneralizing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, you know what I mean? Like I like stuff like that. Like I've even my own personal work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not represented by a gallery, but I was, we were doing, installing stuff on the side of the street or, on a brick wall somewhere type of thing. Like,
exactly.
I love shit like
There's
that.
just as much liberation in that than there is for like 100 people to be looking at your stuff.
Right.
But also, this is the most I've talked about art and like, I mean, aside from like with Sputnik or,
in casual conversation.
In casual conversation, it's, few and far between.
It's true. Yeah.
Even this is like, man, we're talking a lot about something.
Yeah.
And I guess it's, people like that, I guess.
I think people like it. Yeah. I mean, most of the time, conversations like this.
Well, it's like of course they like it.
Right.
But it's, I guess I'm just in a more conceptual sense and what I'm thinking. It's, there's always the people that are like a witness to things. They love it. They eat it up. And that's great. Yeah. I love that person.
You kind of need those people.
Of course, you need people to consume it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be consumed. And same for the people who collect. I just bought 4 books, by the way. Same exact book series. It's called Amor Mundi, which is, I don't know if you know who Margaret Hoffman is, but she's like a big deal in Dallas.
Okay.
Anyways, it's a 2-book series, alphabetical order of all the artists that she's collected over the years. I've been to her house actually. When I was art handling, I went to her house probably 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, I remember I walked into her kitchen one time and I saw a Jack Whitten painting, and I'm like, man, holy crap, is that Jack Whitten? Like I had seen a documentary about Jack Whitten.
And it's like that synchronicity type of moment.
Yeah, and it's a few days later, here I am at Margaret Hoffman's house looking at a Jack Whitten painting, and I'm like, that's not a Jack Whitten painting. And
but she's like,
and they're like, yeah, it is. I'm like,
damn.
What? And anyways, she came out with a book of her collection, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
She has, contemporary work that is maybe very unknown, all the way up to having Cy Twombly's. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. So when I say that those people who are out there who consume, it's like, cause
you need those people
because you're pushing it,
Yeah,
you're
collectors are important. People who are onlookers, the admirers, the ones who, the fan. Mm-hmm. You need fans.
But some people do it professionally.
Oh no, right. There's a difference between being like a casual fan, and someone who's I'm really,
I'm gonna spend all of my money on
this.
Or
I mean, for the art world, man, that's the business.
It's a weird business.
It is a weird business.
Kind of strange.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it exists.
Yeah, me too.
Because before it was I guess it's gonna sound vain, but look at the cathedrals in say Florence or something.
Right.
That was made by artists.
For sure.
But they got no shout out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were.
I mean, they're doing it for the Lord.
That's true.
We got.
That is true.
It's different when you're trying to be a martyr out here.
That's a good one. I like that. Yeah. They absolutely did. You know,
but I know what you mean. Yeah.
They didn't get any recognition. It's
they didn't get no recognition,
they
bro.
did it to do it, but in today's time, it's like, you know, you're like the outlier if you do that.
Right.
If you're like,
right. If you're like,
if
just
you're trying
kinda,
to be like the Hilma, and you're like, okay, in 100 years you can see my paintings. Like,
you're like, all right, dog, good luck.
Yeah, exactly. You're the freak. You're like the weird person.
What the fuck you doing, bro?
But that just goes to show you too that like if you stop looking out. I was listening to this thing the other day, and I'll tell you because I think it's really interesting. It's like totally changed my outlook on life, and it's a simple concept. So I'll think it in a second of who I heard it from, but it's like a philosophy, right? So instead of looking at the world like you're a person experiencing the universe, right? Like you're just like this person, you got this life, you got these friends, you're in this world and you're in this universe. Right. Instead of looking at it like that, you look at it like this, where you're the universe experiencing a person. And when you do that, everything falls away. You know, everything falls away.
Meaning you almost kind of like entrap yourself a little bit? What do you mean, like falls away?
Like, it's hard to describe, but like if you're in your body right now and you're looking out like this kind of...
Right, you're an observer.
You're
kind of like...
You're like in a funnel, right? You're looking at it, everything's expanding out in front of you.
All right.
Instead of that, you're like the tip of the funnel where everything's going through.
That's kind of daunting.
Yeah, but it's like, it's helping me, I guess.
I see what you mean. Meaning you're like, almost kind of like, it's more of like, I'm getting inspired by everything else as opposed to me trying to like, control everything, or what do you mean?
I feel like it's purpose.
Right.
Because if I look at the world like it's this big, it's ever-expanding, impossible thing.
Right, infinite, I'll never going on, like, holy, yeah.
But if I go, I know everything, and I'm just experiencing this body, then it's like, you know, you can run through the fields. You can
there's a little bit more freedom
there. You can smack this plant. Like, you're looking at everything in a way where it doesn't matter. Because you'll find a way through your experience.
Right.
But have you ever seen that movie Being John Malkovich? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but John Malkovich. Yeah.
The way they filmed that movie, it's like
I need to watch that.
They're almost like recording from the inside of his brain.
Okay.
Right. So I guess that's the feeling.
Right.
There's like this self inside of myself.
Right.
That gets to be a little more free if I look at it in the frame of I'm experiencing a person, as opposed to me waking up every day and being like, oh my god, I gotta get to work. Oh my god, I gotta shower, I gotta do it.
Right.
Everything seems less taxing.
Yeah.
When you view it as, I'm this spirit experiencing this person. You know. Yeah. Ever since you talked about, you know, they did it for God. You know, that's what it reminds me of.
I mean, for sure, because I personally believe that there is a God, but regardless of, you know, what it is or who he is, it takes, like, when you find, or you kind of like have that leap of faith that like there is something bigger than you, like, for sure, you're the weight of the world kind of like at least gets half, you know, like half full type of thing. Because before, if you're just like kind of like enclosed in on yourself, I mean, it's kind of like we were talking about if you're enclosed in on yourself, but
it's a vain thing.
It's kind of a vain thing, but I mean, vanity only lasts so long, though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you kind of got like, it's fun to sort of, you know, do what you're talking about, where you're like, okay, I can do whatever I want, and then that's kind of like an adolescent period. But then at some point, you kind of gotta pay homage. You kind of gotta, all right, let me get a little bit of structure going on around here. Like, let me get at least some guidance.
You say paying homage. I say paying it forward.
Paying it forward.
You know, you're taking I guess you're picking up a ball and you're running it further than it got.
Right.
That's how I view life.
For sure.
You know, some people, the favorite thing they own is their recliner. Rightfully so. They can be very comfortable. Not for me.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right.
I want the chair that makes me.
But I think God wants so much more for us than just owning the recliner. You know what I mean? Like he wants us to have these conversations. Like that's the beauty of having something that's like sort of like kind of top down. Like, hey, like, you know, I'm here with you.
Anybody
you know
in
what I mean?
there?
Like, are you doing all right? Type of thing. Like, because if not, again, you're just alone. But you're not alone.
No.
You know what I mean? Like that's a terrible feeling. You know?
Yeah. No, for sure. That makes a lot of sense when you say it.
Yeah, like we're not alone. So and again, then there's a hierarchy. Okay, then you got like, you know, spirits and other energies. Like there's other stuff going on. It's not just God, obviously, but that's the fun of it, type of thing.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, like coming back to the Julian Schnabel's, you know, quote. It's like it's not like maybe it's not like he got lazy. It's like he's like, hey, let's experiment a little bit, and then he gave us the vanity. He gave us the free will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like now we're in that playground place.
He gave us the color.
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, cool. Like let's see what's up. You know what I mean? But dude, like that's why I'm not really like, dude. You know, I pray for the atheists, man, because that's a dark place to be. You know?
I think
like nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you got to believe in in Jesus, but like nothing. Like really, come on now, man.
Yeah.
You know, at least practice Buddhism or something. You know, at least do something.
Meditation.
Or yoga. You know,
or
like,
just breathing exercises.
Something, bro. You know,
because
just get outside of yourself, dog. Like, you know.
Yeah, you're right. There's a certain, and I wouldn't necessarily say atheists, because I feel like atheists are just proud.
There's a vantage there for sure.
No, but they're like a proud agnostic.
Oh, right.
So they're like
yeah.
And the same can be said for a lot of religious people, but if you do service to yourself and do service for others, then you're a part of a team.
Yeah.
That kind of not being alone. That kind of I've never met you, but I'm connected to you.
Right.
Let's figure out.
Let's figure
out
out
how I'm connected to you.
Yeah.
And man, I would not have been saying this shit 5 years ago.
I mean, bro, everyone has their own journey, man. Yeah. But I mean, I think ideally, isn't that what the art world is like even implicitly trying to do?
It's a community.
We're trying to bring people together.
It's a community of people who really appreciate the visual language of art.
Right.
Colors can talk to you.
100%.
Paintings can talk to you.
Right.
They can make you feel better.
Yeah.
They can make you feel worse. And sometimes putting on like a melancholy music is good for you when you're like, wintertime. It's like,
if you're in that mood. Yeah. It's
like,
nice. It's nice to like sort of get a little nocturnal.
There's another. I made a note to mention it to you, but I've been getting really into. So we went to that month-long trip to Greece, and I found this playing on the TV in another country was the Neville Brothers. Do you know who they are?
The Neville Brothers? No.
Yeah, dude. They're like I've gotten like really into like this kind of genre of music.
How do you spell Neville?
Neville. But I found their music and
these guys?
Yeah.
Nice. It's like some soulful stuff? Or
yeah,
what?
it's like the Neville Brothers, and then Aaron Neville, who's like a incredible musician.
Yeah.
So he made this album, right, of like like doo-wop music of the 50s.
Yeah, kind of
everybody's
like,
like cheerful and whatever.
Yeah.
So he made an album. He had like Keith Richards came to play guitar for the album.
Okay.
The pianist from Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers came to play piano for the album. Like all these,
that's
this
crazy.
Huge collaborative effort. I'll send you the video.
Right.
But ever since I watched this video and discovered their music in Greece, I'm like, this is all I've been listening to lately.
Yeah.
I've just been listening to his music, Aaron Neville or whatever. Huge fan.
But kind of like uplifting spirit spirit type
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like, you know, because he was talking about this doo-wop music, and he was like, you know, when all that music was made, you had the civil rights movement, you had
right.
all of that stuff, and he just remembered being a kid and being like, no matter what was happening outside, I could turn on one of these records and
man.
I'm in another time and place, and it takes you out of it.
Dude, that's, whether people want to admit it or not, man, it's almost exactly what like is needed, man. Especially right now when shit is so just super dark. You know what I mean? I feel like music and art kind of like helps you. I'm not saying it's a cop out. I mean, sometimes you kind of gotta, sometimes it's a cop out to be like, I just don't really want to deal with these problems. But like you're saying, most of the time the music was there to sort of uplift the spirits of the movements and the civil rights movements that were happening. So it's kind of like, you need both. You can't be so politically like in your head to where you're just like, holy shit, like I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then at the same time, let's play a little bit of music and let's kind of like, you know, let's get a little bit, you know, in a different headspace.
I remember being in Afghanistan for like a year, right?
Okay.
And then like, so as the people in the military say, no shit, there I was, Afghanistan, 2013, right? But it was like, it's almost like I like clocked in. So like I was just like a 20-year-old kid or whatever, 21-year-old kid, and then all of a sudden I clocked in, and then boom, all this like these drapes came around me, and like now I'm like in a uniform, and I'm like this mindless kind of drone, right? And and the kind of people that are in that kind of a world, but it's a great experience to like.
It sounds very
because you're like. Yeah. Oh, I knew. So I was in for like 6 years. I knew within 6 months, I'm like, this is not for me.
Right. He's like, nah.
I have 5.5 years.
I got to get home type of thing.
Yeah, I remember I was in Afghanistan. I was drawing every night. I was, trying to do what it's such a strain because I was always told, you'll never make any money making art. But so be it, right?
Right.
And it's a good experience. You know, I look back, because like when I first got out, I was like, man, I hate who I am. I hate what I just went through. I hate what I did, and what did I even do it for, and all these questions. And, you know, you come back to this civilian life, and things are great. But then you get back to civilian life, and people are like, things are terrible.
Ooh.
And you're like,
right. Well, that dichotomy of like,
you're like, true, but you know,
it's kind of worse over there.
You're kind of like in a shell, right?
Right?
I feel like there's this big dome over the world, and you know, you can either choose to like echo what the person beside you said, or go another way. And yeah, we should all go another way.
Yeah.
You know, because times, they're tough, but it's like, you know, I stopped even listening to politics, and I just listen to podcasts now.
It's tough, man. I mean, like, I'm kind of the same way. I mean, you know, I still try to stay informed, obviously, you know.
Of course. But
tap in, but it's just like, man, it's a lot.
Yeah, we live in a world where, you know, Orwellian, as they say, thought police. And you're like, you said... What? You said you were watching what podcast?
Oh my goodness.
And you're like, oh, okay. It turns into like an unfunny Key and Peele skit or something.
Right.
But no,
I think hopefully, life is good, man.
I mean, there's great people.
Yeah.
And it's better to focus on things that we have in common, like art, love for music, movies,
100%.
Food, culture, people.
That's the silver lining. 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I'm going to say the opposite tonight to my wife. But for the moment, the world is a great place.
Yeah.
You know, depending on who the crowd is, you know.
Right, depending on where you're at. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, this moment here and now is good.
Yeah, man.
You know, and I think that's another thing to be
grateful for.
Absolutely.
Gratitude, 100%.
You know, I've been...
Yeah.
Not that anybody cares, but I've been going on walks, you know.
Walks? Those are nice.
Yeah, meditating.
Yeah.
Thinking
the weather's been great recently. Yep.
Thank God we're in Texas.
Thank God we're in Texas.
You know?
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the week in December where it's 80 and we all get a
Oh,
summer
and you're
break.
like, whoa. Yeah. You're like, this is crazy.
Yeah, everybody hates the heat until it's gone.
That's true. That's true.
Well,
you know what I'm grateful for, brother?
I'm
grateful for you.
Same.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate you doing this
Thanks
podcast.
for having me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Peace.
Later.